Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deck profile. Today I bring you Gate Guardian. This is my own little Gate Guardian deck that I made. It's a fun casual deck. It's just good for fun, but it's still a good deck. I enjoy it. As you know, they got basically their own support. A Maze of Memories, a whole booster box really dedicated to them, which was awesome because Gate Guardian was one of my favorite boss monsters back in Duel Monsters, and Paradox were just so freaking funny to me. I'm glad it's got some support, and I'm glad we can find a way to make Gate Guardian whoop some tail. Anyways, let's dig into this deck and let me show y'all my Gate Guardian deck. First off, we are playing 3 of each of Kazagen, Song of Thunder, and Suijin. Now, I know a lot of people will say this will break the deck, and there is a slight chance it will. But the cool thing about this Gate Guardian fusion, the big boy, is if you have one of each of them in your hand, you can banish them from your hand to summon them. Also, you can do it from the graveyard or field. Basically, I like just to have multiples, so I have multiple shots of getting all the pieces in my hand to start the turn. And if not, I can at least have 1 or 2, so when searching for them, it's easier to get to. I just think running max is fun to do. So, 3 of each of all the Gate Guardian pieces. Then we have 3 of the Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth. Now, as y'all recall in the anime, they fused Shadow Ghoul with the Labyrinth Wall, the little spell card. Here, he has got his whole own card to himself. And basically what this card does is, you can discard this card and add 1 Labyrinth Wall card from your deck to your hand at the start of the damage step. If your opponent battles while you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can banish this card from your graveyard to destroy that opponent's monster. You can only use each effect of Shadow Ghoul once per turn. Now, as this into the graveyard, add your Labyrinth Field spell to your hand, which is great, or the Labyrinth Wall monster to your hand, which... why you would have that in your deck, I don't know, but hey, it's you. If you want to run it, good, go ahead and run it. I'm not going to stop you. Anyways, then it has a little battle trick for if your Labyrinth Wall card is still on the field and your opponent attacks. Banish, destroy it. Which is pretty good, pretty fun little card right there. Then we have 3 of the Labyrinth Heavy Tank. Now this card was also a fusion monster, but worked the regular way with polymerization, but this time he's his own card. Because an enemy, yes, they summoned him straight without any spell card. And, just like the enemy, he kind of got an effect that works around that. You can normal summon this card without tribute. It cannot attack the same turn it was normal summoned. During your main phase, you can place 1 of your Gate Guardian pieces that is banished or in your hand or deck face up on the field as a spell, and trap card, continue a spell. Then, if you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can destroy 1 monster your opponent controls. You can only use each effect Labyrinth Wall take once per turn. So once again, you summon them, you add any of your Gate Guardian pieces to the field as a spell, as a continuous spell card. Plus, you can also destroy 1 of your opponent's monsters, which is pretty neat. Pretty cool little effect right there. Then we go into the non-archetype monsters for this deck. We have 3 card troopers. Now 3 card troopers I put in this deck basically because he mills the top 3 cards of your deck. He gets a little stronger, but also gets your Gate Guardian pieces in the graveyard and some of your Gate Guardian cards that work in the graveyard to the graveyard. So it's just a good all-around card. Plus when he's destroyed, you get to draw 1 card. It's pretty nice. Then we have 2 of my own little spice to deck. 2 Cashtier Unicorn. I would put 2 Fenrir in here instead, but I do not have 2 Fenrir. So we're using 2 Cashtier Unicorns. Basically, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can use each effect of this card once per turn during your main phase. You can add 1 Cashtier card from your deck to your hand. Oh, spell card. Let me correct that. Spell card from your deck to your hand. Look up. Words are nice. When this card declares an attack, if your opponent activates a monster effect, click your opponent's extra deck. If you do, banish 1 card face down. So, he attacks, or your opponent activates a card, banish 1 of theirs face down, and he's like a better Cyber Dragon. So, he tapped. Then we have 1 Danger Mothman. Danger Mothman, simply activate he gets discarded, you get to draw a card and send a card to the graveyard. He gets summoned, you get to draw a card. So either way, he provides advantage for this deck. I had 3 in here, but 2 of the Caster Unicorns took over his spot, just because I feel like they are a bit better than he is. Then we have 3 of the Labyrinth Wall Shadow. This is the fill spell of the deck, and it's going to be one of your main cards to use to get your combo off good. Basically what this card does, a monster cannot attack the turn they are summoned except for monsters whose original level is 5 or higher. So, that includes their Xyz monsters. They summon their Xyz monsters, technically they don't have a level, so they can't attack. So if your opponent doesn't take care of this, when they summon an Xyz monster, they can't attack. So that kind of buys you a little bit more time if your opponent's starting to get a little bit of advantage on you. Anyways, on to our effects. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can place one of your Gate Guardian pieces that is banished in your hand or in your deck into your spell trap card zone as a continuous spell. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can target one monster your opponent controls with less than 1600 deck and destroy it. So it's removal, a searcher, and stop certain monsters from attacking. This is a nice little compact card with many effects that greatly help out this deck. It also shuts down decks like Sky Striker because they don't really have anything that can attack on the first turn, because I think the only monster they got that really has high enough levels is their own Kaiju for the archetypes. So unless they get rid of this card, not much they can do. So it kind of shuts down Sky Striker a bit, and shuts down God, what was our crowd thinking of? Spriggans! No, yes, no, yes, no. No. That's right. It'll come back to me towards the end of the video. Anyways, there's a few gaps this shuts down because of that. It's real nice, real nice. Then we have 3 of Double Attack of Wind and Thunder. This card is also a little bit of removal. If you control a Gate Guardian monster, target one card on the field and destroy it. So, just destroy any card. That's it. As long as you have a Gate Guardian card, doesn't matter which one, destroy. Bye-bye. Good. Gone. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard and add one of your Gate Guardian pieces that is banished on your deck to your hand. So, it does have a search effect to add a Gate Guardian piece to your hand. The problem is, this is an Ashful effect, which, by this time, your opponent probably tried to add something else, so it really doesn't matter. I don't know. Just depends on their hand. So, then we have 2 of the Ryukoku Guardian. And this card can set up some pretty nice OTKs if everything's timed right. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, target one monster your opponent controls with Gate Guardian. Target one monster you control with Gate Guardian and its original name. Half your opponent's life points, then that monster gains attack equal to the number of life points, equal to the number of your opponent's life points. You can banish this card from your graveyard and add one of your Gate Guardian pieces to your hand. You can use each effect of this card once per turn. So, for life points other than your opponents, activate this card, boost up Gate Guardian, smack them in the face, and then banish this to add a piece. Really good card. Let's get on to the generic spells of the deck. We have 2 of the Hand Destruction. This card, basically, each player sends 2 cards from their hand to the graveyard, then draw 2 cards. So, while it does also work for your opponent, it will hopefully mostly benefit you, depending on the deck your opponent's running. That can either help or hurt them, especially if they're getting their strategies going on in their head. But, mainly it's to help you get your Gate Guardian cards in the graveyard and into your hand. Same goes for 1 copy of Card Destruction. Both y'all send your entire hands to the graveyard, and then you draw a whole new fresh hand. Then we also have 1 Regeki for those nice little board wipes. 1 Reasoning. Now, I do realize that after the next round y'all get to go against each other, they'll probably start to figure out, ooh, you got level 7s, mainly. So they'll say that. But with this deck, it really doesn't hurt you that much, because Gate Guardian and Graveyard, you can still banish it or get it back out with your cards in order to still gain advantage. So the downside of Reason is actually the plus side. Then we have 1 Monster Gate, again, just to help you get out some more Gate Guardian monsters and pieces. That's it for the spell cards of the deck, if I can pick them up. Now we move on to the traps of the deck. We have 2 of the Prey of Jeremiah Gumo. I'm so glad my boy Jeremiah Gumo from the old days has gotten him his own trap card. Well, kind of. He is a trap card now, just like in the episode where he was the little trap in the labyrinth. Anyways, basically, you can special summon this card as a normal monster in Earth Insect level 5 with 2100 attack and 100 defense in your main monster zone, and the same call to your main monster zone. And the same call, this card is also still treated as a trap. Then you can destroy 1 monster your opponent controls as in this card's column. So basically, your opponent summons something. Basically, what I would do is if I had both of these in my hand, I would set them up in front of the link zone, because that's the main place they're gonna be summoning their extra deck monsters is right there. Now, some of them have to tell you, they're gonna go to the right or left. You can set up that way, but at least you have one side easily covered. But also like the rest of them, if this card's in your graveyard, you can banish this card and add 1 Gate Guardian piece from your deck to your hand. So, if it does get destroyed, you get to bring out another Gate Guardian piece to your hand. So good. Good. That's the main thing of this thing, is to search. And for our last bit of spice, we have 3 skill drains. Now, with this deck, this really does not hurt it that much. Only hurts basically your big labyrinth tank, but you still have plenty of searchers to go. Also, you are dealing with a possible 3,700 attack boss monster of your own deck. Not many decks have other boss monsters that can tango with that. Plus, you have spells like the Guardian Rikuku that if your opponent still has a tired attack point monster, your Gate Guardian can get over it. Either way, this card really helps the deck and really slows down your opponent. Because if they can activate effects, can they even get past Gate Guardian? Probably not. Hopefully not. Alright, next on to the extra deck, and the extra deck is smaller than most extra decks because of the fact that I mainly keep this thing near pure Gate Guardian extra deck as possible. We have 3 of the big man himself, Gate Guardian combined. This is your main boss monster of the deck. And the way he works is, must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards from your hand, field, or graveyard. So like I said, as long as you have Suijin, Kezujin, and Songin within your possession in the graveyard, field, or hand, you're bringing him out. And that's the first thing you'll do, is get him out there as quick as possible. When your opponent activates a card or card effect that targets cards you control, quick effect, you can negate that effect if you do destroy that card. Now here's the cool thing about this. You can only use this effect of Gate Guardian combined twice per turn. So that means 3 times per turn. If it's a targeted effect, negate, 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 negate. If they can't out to 3, they can't do much to them. Then, if this phase of a special summon card that our control leaves the field because of opponent's card effect, you special summon 1 level 11 or lower Gate Guardian monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring summon conditions. So, if you wanted to summon out the original Gate Guardian with this card, you could, or you could summon out some of the great fusion monsters in your extra deck if he leaves the field. So he leaves the field, bam, here comes another Gate Guardian piece. Constant recycling. That's why I also like this deck. It's good at recycling itself. You really never run out of materials. Next we have 2 of the Gate Guardian, Wind and Water. This one is one of my favorite pieces to summon out because it's actually a little... excuse me. Excuse me, sorry, I got... thought I had a burp there, my apologies. Anyways, it's a spell and trap negate. So how this card works is, just like the other, you can special summon this card from your extra by banishing the above cards you control. So you have to control them. They have to be on the field to summon him, which with this deck is not a problem. Still not that hard to do. Once per chain, your opponent activates a spell, trap card, or card effect on the field. Quick effect, you get the effect. You can only use this effect of Gate Guardian, Wind and Water twice per turn. So you can do this up to 2 times per turn with him to get your opponent's spell or trap cards, or effects that are face up on the field already. Now, if this special summon card leaves the field because of opponent's card effect, you can special summon either Kazajin or Suijin from your banish pile. So, he gets destroyed, here comes back one of your Gate Guardian pieces. Like I said, this thing is good at recycling itself. Then we have two of the Gate Guardian, Wada and Thunder. This one is, I would say, the third best of the fusions. It's still really cool. Still has a neat effect, but not as good as the first two. Like the others, must be special summoned from your state by banishing the above cards you control. Once per chain, quick effect. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change the tech to 0 until the end of the turn. You can only use the effect of this one twice per turn. So, your opponent got a monster you can't get over? No problem. It has no attack points now. And he can just smack it in the face. This is a quick effect if your opponent tries to change something like effect failure. You could change to effect failure too because it's quick effect. So either way, some's losing its attack points. When this card leaves the field because of opponent's card effect, you can special summon a Suijin or Songin from your banish pile. So, once again, get your Gate Guardian pieces back. Then finally, for the fusions of the deck, we have Gate Guardian, Thunder, and Wind. Now, I wanted to have a second one of this, but apparently I did not possess one yet. I do have one coming in, but it still works with this deck. It's still fun to use it. Having one is not too bad because you got multiples of the other. This card, like the others, must be summoned by banishing the materials above that you control. So you need to be controlling them. During your main phase, you can add one spell or trap card to your hand that mentions any of the Gate Guardian pieces. You can only use this effective Gate Guardian once per turn. So he's the only one out of all of them that has a once per turn effect, but it is a searcher for your spell and traps that you need in order to search out the other Gate Guardian pieces or to boost up their attacks or just generic anything. But that's the only downside. He is the only one that is a once per turn. But now if this card is leaves the field because of your opponent's card effect, you can special summon one of your banished Sagan or Kazajin to the field. So once again, you get your boys back. All your boys come back. And that, my friends, is it for the Gate Guardian deck profile. This is one of the funnest decks I got to play. I really enjoy this deck. It still needs a good bit of modification before it's even like tier 3 or 2 ready, but it's a fun rogue deck or casual deck, however you want to see it. So I personally enjoy it. And I hope y'all like this video, and I hope you like the deck. Hit that like button and let me down below what is your favorite Gate Guardian piece or Gate Guardian monster. Take care. Bye.